Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to Vega Squadron versus Team Spirit. Again, we're ahead of schedule. Oh my goodness gracious, ahead of schedule is the greatest way to be. Vega Squadron versus Team Spirit, game number 4. Team Spirit up 2-1. Lyrical joined as well by Draskyl. Andy, did you do anything nice during your very short break?
I did. I went and I got a nice cold bottle of water and I let my dogs out. So if you hear any barking, my bad.
Seconds remaining.
Ain't nothing. My dog's actually sitting next to me too. She's got breakfast. I also occasionally like to do burpees in between games. I don't know why, but it's my go-to. Get the little blood flowing. You know what I'm talking about?
No, especially when you just wake up in the morning and you're like, you don't really want to get like coffee or anything, but you kind of just want to wake yourself up a bit. I feel that. Yeah, that's good.
Well, ladies and gents, like we said, Grand Finals CIS major qualifiers, and guess who it is? It's Mr. Nightstalker again. But Vega decided that it's worth giving up Nightstalker Gyrocopter for a Rubik first pick. What do you think?
I mean, I think that one thing's been consistent throughout this entire series that I always like Spirit's draft, like every game. Now, I'm not saying that that means that they'll get outdrafted by Spirit this game on the side of Vega, but I do have a tendency to lean towards them. I will say that they did ban the Willow, which after being on the receiving end, I can't say that I blame them.
10 seconds.
It's definitely, I think, ban-worthy in this match because both players on each team obviously know its limitations and how much it can actually do. So Vega, they go for the Omni. I like this one a lot, especially against Gyro. It's really good to be able to have GA against things like Flak in the team fight if you can get it off. The Repel is going to be great because Gyro does a pretty good chunk of the magical damage, as we know.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, I was thinking about it also. If you had, just to go back to that Dark Willow point again, if they didn't have the Dark Willow in that last game, there were multiple kills on the Lifestealer that I just don't think happens. Because, like, the Terrorize after a stun, and then into the Bedlam, it's just, like, it's so hard to keep them alive. So, I really like the decision to ban it. We'll see if it ends up paying off or not based upon the rest of this draft. As you said, the Omni Knight going to be taken with the Rubik. But man, Nightstalker has been strong. Very, very strong for both teams. And they're going to ban out now the Faceless Void, Dragon Knight, and the DP. Viper's still the other one in the pool that sort of fits that mold of heroes.
Yeah, we've been seeing a last phase banned, actually, in a lot of the games so far. By the way, has NS won every game, or is he 2-1?
I think he lost the last one. Yeah, Blizzy was playing it last time. So
yeah, you're right. Okay, so he's 2-1, which is still, you know, respectable. But when it gets to that point, I guess both teams are just kind of okay with it getting through. They obviously have different priorities. So let's see. Going in the next ban phase, the Void ban. I definitely like that one. Void is amazing with Gyro and also very good against Omni. I mean, it's pretty wide open for both sides, really, in regards to what they want to do for lanes, because Gyro can pretty much go anywhere, so can NS. And then on the side of Vega, you have a support pick and an Omni. So there's nothing really that stands out as, hey, we have revealed our plan yet.
Yeah, I guess the only thing might be that there's probably going to be an Omni Knight solo lane. I guess not even that necessarily. They could run it at the dual lane too. So it'll be more dependent upon what Team Spirit want to build their draft around.
10 seconds
and I mean, I guess we've seen them play in the past, the couple of series, like a Visage for G, if they want to really try and push the tempo. Anything that really deals well with Omni? Brewmaster?
Brew is really good. Any kind of physical damage cores are actually very good against Omni as well. You can just pick an instant stun, like a Sand King, for example. I mean, I guess you would be running NS Sand King together. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but there are a lot of things to deal with them too. If they want to go back and maybe decide to go for more of a push-oriented lineup, they can do that because Omni's weak into that as well. The hero really thrives in situations where he can just sit behind a core and cast spells, because his wave clear is not very good. He's got pretty decent base armor, but during the mid game, physical damage is what kills you on Omni Knight, like 90% of the time, unless you are disabled until you are dead, which is not often. So a tree and protector again.
Okay.
So these teams are both just like, yep, just give me the tree.
It's been in every game, hasn't it?
I know it's been in at least 3 of them, and this is game 4, so maybe. I wouldn't swear to it, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
5 seconds
Earth Spirit
remaining.
taken. I like the look of that one for Vega Squadron in game number 1. It was against a PL, which was kind of a weird one because we were talking about like you can purge off the magnetize, but there were cool things that he was able to do still and get a lot done during the early stages. And I guess this kind of means, you know, it solves some of the damage problems that you were talking about with the Rubik, at least the Rubik tree opening. This feels a lot better, Rubik or Spirit.
Yeah, ES is a bit more flexible in what he offers to. Like, a tree is probably not going to gank mid.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really see that movement for a specific reason. First off, the hero's real slow, and you can't really... Oh, it just got a real game.
That was the other one they left open.
Got real. They didn't ban him or ban her this game. It's been like second phase banned every match.
Yeah, they decided the AA was the scarier one, and Brood Mama. DK Phobos, he's the classic,
10
right? He's
seconds remaining.
the guy that first brought this on the map with the old Vega Squadron, wasn't he?
5
He
seconds
was
remaining.
definitely one of the first. I'm not sure if he was like absolutely the first, but he was up there. And by up there, I mean in the past somehow. That somehow up there means, you know,
Up
things
there
that
in the
already happened.
rankings. In the rankings.
Yeah, for sure. There was actually a pub player, I believe it was, who taught like all the CIS players how to play the hero.
Yeah.
Because at the time, no one really played her because she was kind of bad.
Yeah.
But this guy just spammed it, and then Brood got buffed. Originally, this is like before they they gave her the free pathing the first time. This is before that, and he kind of taught all the CIS players how to play it. So now we see it like Mag Brood and DK Phobos and all those other guys.
So this is like the DK Phobos in like the Hall of Fame of Brood Mother players. It's just a dirty title to give somebody. But is it a good Brood game?
I mean, right now it's a great Brood game. They have literally no way to kill you. Like, you'd have to bring, at minimum, all 3 of those heroes right now to kill a Brood.
Yeah. Well, with Omni Knight also taken, it means some of those natural answers that you might have, the Tide Hunter, the Sand King, it's a lot harder to make that work. They're going to take the Troll, which does give you some axes. It's not necessarily wave clear, though. I don't know, man. I'm spooked.
I saw that pick, and I immediately thought that they would want to pick Magnus with it. But I just don't know how they would lane it at that point. So we'll see what Spirit ban. They're still looking for their mid.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe, they could go SF, but it's kind of greedy. I don't think they can go SF, because if they do, their lanes are going to be way too weak.
Well, there is a reason that Vega Squadron have banned out this hero in the second phase every single game against Team Spirit. And now we'll see if they have come up with an answer for it. I mean, if there's one thing that we know for sure, it's that if these teams have played each other a lot in the past, they at least know that this was the potential to come out. So I would assume that they have some type of a plan. They took a long time with that 4th pick, so it seems likely.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it would be a shame to lose to a 4th pick Brood, because that, like, 4th and 5th pick Brood are the 2 spots where you pick it where it's going to naturally have the least amount to deal with it. And Brood's just like crush games if you're given the right scenario. So I'm a little bit worried for Vega right now. I think Troll's okay against Brood. You get the whirling axes and stuff, you get the blind, so it's really hard for her to chase you down. But you don't really deal well with the spiders if she's not like actively feeding them to you in lane. So like most Broods nowadays just put down a bunch of webs, walk between like 2 lanes, and kill everything in those 2 lanes. And just become like this huge monster of gold.
Yeah. And they also have this tree behind the Brood to make sure that you're staying alive. You know, that extra little bit of living armor that enables her to dive that much further forward than she might otherwise. So Vega Squadron now needing to come up with an answer. They have a last ban. CK, I think, has been banned out most games. Oh, but they're thinking that Batrider was going to be the pick. Interesting.
Well, they think it's going to be Core, Brood, and Gyro. So it's reasonable to assume that Bat could be picked. And then it's also a great hero against Omni, because you can just grab him, and if you catch him out during the fight, you pull him out of position, you get silenced or whatever, you're definitely dead.
5 seconds remaining.
Last pick, Jakiro. Hey, that is a mid Jakiro.
Maybe.
Or lane against the Brood.
I don't think Jakiro actually beats Brood in lane at all.
10 seconds
I think it's
remaining.
more. I think it's actually more for the push potential than it is for necessarily the lane
seconds
counter. I mean,
remaining.
we might see the Jakiro Brood matchup, but again, I don't know if that's really like amazing for
Or is
Jakiro.
it
You may now
mid
select
Wow,
Rubik?
this is just greasy. That's just like that's some slimy picks. Those last two heroes.
Oh,
But yeah, it's
wow.
going to be an Undershock Jakiro, so it is going to be a core Jakiro. I mean, I guess it's okay against Brood, but the thing is that all your skills have such a long cast point, and those things have like really good magic resist now. Granted, less HP, but you know, overall they take less damage from the dual breath and stuff. So we'll have to see how it works out. Personally, I have not seen this matchup very much. I do not think Jakiro does very well, but you know, I've been wrong plenty of times in the past. So.
All right, game 4 underway. Vega Squadron, tournament life on the line right now as they try and continue on and force a game number 5 in the CIS Grand Finals. The core Jakiro. I wanted to do like a cool combination, but I can't think of one right now, so I'm just gonna say it again. The core Jakiro. What do you think of that, Andy?
I'm down, dude. I mean, okay, if Paul was here right now, he'd be losing his mind.
I know.
So, you know, shout out to Paul. Jakiro's picked. He's a mid Jakiro. Well, wherever the Brood goes is probably where he's going to go. But yeah, it's close enough. He'll be happy.
Okay. Cool stuff. So we'll see what the itemization looks like for Undershock. Also, a lot of regen. Also
Prepare
builds
for
toward
battle.
a wand eventually. I want to see also DK Phobos where they decide to take him, because oftentimes where the initial web goes isn't necessarily where he's going to end up, and they try to do like sneaky shenanigans, placing it down mid and then run
Yeah.
bottom.
It's only a 40-second cooldown, so if you place the web right away, by the time the first creep wave spawns, you'll be able to place another web just right after the fact.
Oh, they added a charge to it too. Yeah, so, well, I mean, they've always had the charges, but it looks like Vega Squadron now realizing that he's in this area. They are going for the 5-man smoke up, kill somebody play.
This is a classic. You used to see this one all the time.
Team Spirit not looking like they're fully prepared for it.
30
Although
seconds to battle.
Vega, do they see this? They don't have any vision of these heroes here.
Yeah, they might wait for Undershock. Not spotted yet, but he is crossing the river. I was going to say they might wait a little bit longer and see, because, you know, around 10 seconds before the creep spawn is when everyone starts to, like, walk towards their bounty if they don't think anyone's there.
Right.
But right now, it seems like that may not be the case. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, they've got good initiation with the Earth Spirit that can roll in. That being said, it is a little bit scary going into a Venomancer level 1 with Gale being there. I guess that obviously they can't TP to come and help out their team since it's on cooldown. But there could be something going on here. Is Vega? They're still sitting up on the high ground. And it looks like they are going to be able to force them back. So Ward
The
maybe
battle
picked up here.
begins.
Yeah, Slayer is going to be able to get this one. Trade off 2 for 2. Need to be careful of the Gale, but G won't go for it. And
All right, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Both teams get 2. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to see how this... for now, it's actually the Troll who's matched up against the Brood. Which, you know, all in all, I think this is probably a better matchup.
yeah.
Just because, again, the cast animations of Jakiro and stuff, I really didn't think he won that lane. And I thought when I first saw it that it really was just for the pushing potential and like how they want to be able to end the game before those heroes get the critical mass. And that made sense to me.
Right.
But this matchup, the Troll versus the Brood, you don't see it a whole heck of a lot. But Troll's got a ton of base armor and a stout shield, which is definitely good.
Happy dude. And I guess the other thing you can try and do, as you said, is just push that tempo over and over and over again. They need to be careful, though, because Five are now going to block out the small camps. So there can't be any pulls coming in. Slayer trying to get the pull interrupted, and it looks like Fiver's going to be not quite capable of getting all of the creeps over. At the very least, the range creep is going to be sticking around this area. So,
Ooh, but he got EXP for that
Oh, he
because
did.
they didn't get the deny, yeah. So he's happy with that one.
all right, level 2 G. He's doing it, and they also get to farm out the other side. So a great start to this laning stage already. Undershock gonna need to come up and battle out for these creeps, which might end up starting to fall pretty soon. We'll see though.
Yeah, I just got my eyes like peeled on this last hits for mid because I'm wondering who's really going to come out on top. I mean, the Brood will always win, but it's just a matter of how well does the Troll deal with the Brood until like level 5 or 6.
Okay. And so far, doing okay. There haven't that many nukes, obviously, against him, but he's taking very minimal damage and has a ton of regen. We do also have, up in the top lane, the Omni Knight and the Earth Spirit seeming to have a decent time with each other. They are going to be able to maybe do some damage here to FNG, who's starting to fall down low. No points in Nature's Guides means he's going down. Blizzy First Blood.
Yeah, it's weird that he doesn't actually have his Indas in this lane. I wonder why he opted out of it. It's very strange. I mean, I guess... No, they both had sentries, so he could have won the Ward War. It's an interesting build.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he does a lot of damage here and can make sure that stuff's going well in the other lanes. This is the roll. Purification comes out. Still need to be careful about the damage on FNG, but they're going to salve up on Blizzy. Go back in for another round. Bottom lane, damage onto G. Starting to mount up as well. That magical, but he does have the Plague Wards build, which means some gold giving away to Vega, but they'll be able to defend the tower more effectively. And another dual breath. G gonna take a lot of damage from this one. Needs to be careful. Gonna pop the Fairy Fire as well, and it looks like he might burn down 20 HP. He's living.
Man, this is actually a very hard lane for them. The Jakiro like core is something you don't really get to see a whole heck of a lot, but that hero has great base stats. Like, he's up there with Bane. Oh, what a roll from Zayak. I barely caught that.
I didn't
Sorry.
miss that one.
Okay, I was gonna say I barely caught that myself. I just see him like max distance hit a roll on FNG. That was, woo, that was nice.
Well done. Well, you talk about, though, one thing, the liquid fire on a tower, it might be somewhat mitigated by the tree as the game goes on, I guess, but the cooldown does eventually get low enough where it starts to mount up.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the opposite, actually. So Tree doesn't deal well with damage over time, just because it eats the charges so fast, and plus Jakiro usually 5 mans, speaking of Jakiro, though. Undershock.
Doing a lot of
He
damage.
should be okay.
Okay.
But yeah, the thing about Jakiro, okay, he's staying so long, actually.
Is Night Stalker just dead? He is starting to fall low. It looks like Undershock is going to end up going down as well. And Slayer needing to TP out of there before he goes down. The Venom Man's hard to deal with.
Yeah, no kidding. That's actually crazy that he went that hard just to make sure that he would die. But no, and the Jakiro is like the hero that makes 5-manning super easy, right? Just because of how good Liquid Fire is, and then G dying again. Top lane.
In
Goes
your
down again.
ignorance of the omniscience.
It was a quick kill just from Blizzy and Zayak, the roll forward and everything. They are going to have arcane boots now as well as using the shrine. So you think the 5-man unit's going to be enough to just like keep on the pressure?
I think that's the whole point of picking the Jakiro core. Because as a support, you can kind of walk around, and it's not a huge deal if you don't get the tier 1s that fast, because you'll always get your level 7, and then that's all you need, because you're like a 4 or 5.
Right.
But as core Jakiro, it's like you're putting a lot more emphasis on getting those levels early. You can take the tier 1s real quick, and then you snowball that because your hero is good against the tree armor. So,
Well, I've been really impressed so far with Valentimos on this Troll Warlord. He's actually been able to kind of do a good job against DK Phobos. FNG, again, is going to get ran at in the top lane. They kill off Ivor bottom, but it looks like this tree likely to fall. They have another Purification in 1 second. Actually, they're just going to beat him down. So Blizzy, the roll, Zayak, a little bit confused about what they all wanted to do together. And now the stun, the repel, the back away. This is a rotation in also from Ivor, who wanted to make it work for himself. This looks like he's going to be able to take down this Earth Spirit. Another kill going their direction.
now this is just a game of battling in the side lanes. Like, no one really wants to look at mid. They're like, yeah, you guys just do you. And we'll be fighting like crazy in top and bottom. But I mean, so far there's been a lot of kills, but no one's really getting like a huge advantage either way. The Brood's obviously sitting on top of the CS right now. She'll pull even further ahead too, just because of her ability to farm like even ancients and stuff at a very early point in the game. But yeah, like you were mentioning too, the troll is doing great in this lane and bottom. She's only gonna TP out from this little gank, but yeah, the troll matchup is going very well.
Yeah, and he's gonna be going for Battle Fury next. I mean, is it a concern right now if your team Spirit that you've picked this Broodmother and it hasn't really been able to get much damage on the tower at all? Hasn't been able to find a kill?
It doesn't have like a lane where it's countering the person that it's against, so it does feel a little bit worse in the early game. But top lane again, roll in.
Oh, just off the mark again onto Illidan, and now the turn comes, and they're gonna repel the Earth Spirit, the stun to try and turn this one, seeing if they can get each other out, but they might both end up going down because of that. The silence as well, keeping them alive for the moment. Another purification, and then the walk back in, so he doesn't get hit by the slow, but it just means that Blizzy is still gonna die. So they get out with the Earth Spirit, but lose the Omni.
Yeah, well, that one was a bit rough. Going back a little bit to the Brood and not getting the towers early, it does hurt her. But there will come a point in the game where the troll will leave mid to do something else, and then he can take the tier 1. And like I said, you see how he's pulling ahead now in the net worth department from the troll, even though the lane was like almost dead even. It's because he can farm ancients and walk to pretty much any camp. That's what makes the Brood lane so strong, is even if he doesn't get your tower, you're still going to outfarm.
Yeah. Palantimos is doing a lot of damage to this tower, almost able to bring it down, but the tree constantly there to help bring it back up. They're going to bring in the Jakiro now, though, and that might be enough to fully commit for this. So they move into position, do a ton of damage to those spiders there as well. A second round of them moving forward, but the axes will force back the spiders from the Brood. DK Phobos trying to keep this alive. They're going to glyph for it, but with the 3 points in Liquid Fire, this should be enough to take it down. So Brood gets her tier 1 tower taken before they get one of their own. And meanwhile, down here bottom was a full commitment to try and take down Blizzy, but now they're running into some trouble. The stun connects now onto Biver, who's going to be slowed and going to likely die. And they're maybe going to push for more. Vega Squadron, they're grouping together. That 5-man's getting ready to happen.
I'm telling you, man, the Liquid Fire this early, it's crazy. It's so hard to defend towers when they can't attack, right? Like in the early game, towers do a pretty substantial amount of damage to heroes, even though, you know, as the game goes on, the tier 1s become pretty weak, almost to a point where you can completely ignore them. Right. But this is 9 minutes in. So when those towers can't hit and it's 9 minutes in because of that Liquid Fire, that's what makes the Jakiro so good against the tree, because it gives you more incentive to bring heroes to hit it. Because it's not even killing your creep wave at that point, because it just doesn't attack.
Slayer going to be a very easy pickings here. They blow up the guy who's defending down bottom. And it does mean that Illidan on a killing spree, as they're going to try and pressure and take a tier tower of their own. But Vega might just keep up the aggression.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think they might want to defend bottom, because like pushing the tier 2s is a little bit more difficult, even though you do have a Jakiro on your team. And plus, if you don't have to lose a tower, I don't know if they necessarily want to just give it away. I mean, they will be potentially trading for a tier 2. Looks like she's finally gonna TP out of that bottom lane and drop some snakes here.
Well, Lizzie there to make sure that everybody's in the area. They do bring in the Broodmother towards this side of the map. We're level 4 in Earth Spirit, so his disable's not going to be all that impressive. And well, it looks like Undershot going to TP down bottom, and they are going to try and defend against this. Dual Breath, not going to connect fully onto Illidan. Well, they got him afterwards.
Pretty close game so far. Obviously, the tower lead going the way of Vega. And I guess if you're just accounting for the pure net worth, it's like the towers are the net worth advantage right now.
Yeah.
So without those, you know, Spirit are still looking to be in a pretty good position, and Phobos is still farming extremely well. He's almost got his Deso, actually. It's about to hit 11 minutes in, and I'd say his matchup was definitely not the easiest one that you can have as a Brood.
Well, the tier 1 tower is going to start to fall now, as they're going to drop a call down just to see if they can clear through the creep wave, but Undershot can go for another round of Liquid Fire here on that 4-second cooldown. It's hard to deal with. And they're going to have another creep wave coming in shortly. They do use the heal coming in from Tree again, but they're going to continue this pressure. They have level 6 on Earth Spirit too. It's really hard to fight into this. And while this is all going on, Troll Warlord keeps on farming. He's top of the net worth and building towards a Battle Fury.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, this game is definitely getting a tiny bit out of hand. It looks like he'll be able to do something bottom though.
Roll forward. There's going to be the Macro Pyre down and Magnetized. Only connected onto 2 of them though. And well, Zayat maybe has gone a bit too far himself. Another reapplication of Magnetize. They back off. And it looks like Team Spirit will lick their wounds and retreat. Top lane pushing in from G. And Broodmother's getting a lot here, but I don't know. I'm feeling like Vega is getting what they wanted. And this has been a really good answer for a Broodmother that they had to know was coming.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, I mean, as far as the actual pick, I haven't seen it like a ton against the Brood, but it seemed to have worked very, very well. But I guess coming from like their experience playing against each other, yeah, they probably should have known about it. I just think that in this game, it's very abnormal because first off there's a Brood and second there's a Veno, right? And those two heroes changed like the way the game is played pretty heavily. Zayak getting munched by some spiders.
They roll forward, trying to clear through them. It's a lot of damage. Fade Bolt. Oh, some money. Not a ton, but some.
Yeah, bottom as well. Blizzy getting chased down.
Hard to use purification, so he does blow up. And now they're macro pyring and trying to take down Roche. I mean, they have the DD on the Troll Warlord, so why not? If they get Roche here.
This is very fortuitous to get this double damage at this early point. And again, the Liquid Fire is helping out a little bit too, so.
Yeah. They're moving in though. Team Spirit thinking that they maybe want to come and contest this. They're sending in the spiders as well. Roche is going to fall. They're able to jump in, but they still get the Aegis. Now a big turnaround as G is going to fall. They keep that Troll Warlord alive. Ice Path as well, just now leveled up for Undershock, so he is able to make the escape as a team. And Team Spirit still looking for a way to make this work for themselves. This has not gone in all the way the Brood wants. They lost the Roche, they've lost all their tier 1 towers.
Yeah, they even went and killed the Brood's tier 1 first. Like they came to that lane before they killed the off lane tower, and ever since then, you know, he's been farming. I mean, he's gonna be big. Like he's gonna have a lot of items. It's just the question is like, can you deal with a farm troll as a Brood? Because I'm not thinking that that's a thing. And I know that Gyrocopter can be okay against him as long as you're not getting hit during the BKB. Undershock.
Well, he does have a Yule Scepter, gonna pop it now. Zayat trying to chase. Keep him back. The Battle Fury troll is starting to become more and more of a problem.
Healing shock.
Been seeing something too more often than not. Oh, well, Vega. Gotta hold that thought. They're going for it for Phobos. They just get the lift now. Gonna be able to blow up that Broodmother. Team Spirit is kind of falling apart.
Yeah, right now it's looking a little bit ugly. And the scary thing is this can actually be a high ground push if you're not in position. Fortunately, G knows, like he already TP'd.
Yeah.
He saw them get that kill, and then like a second later he started TPing to the tier 2. He wants to put up some wards. I don't know if Spirit, I mean, they look like they want to defend it.
And if there is one thing that their lineup does fairly well, they're even silencing the Jakiro so we can't get the Liquid Fire off. Everything they can possibly do to stop that push. And they will, at least for the moment, force Vega Squadron back. One other thing I think I've been noticing the Troll Warlord do, it's something I saw Ramses do. You can actually get the Battle Fury Cleave proc even with a ranged axe if you switch over to melee form as it's in the air, which is kind of nifty.
Yeah, it's a nice little trick. Help you farm a little bit more efficiently.
Kill off those spiders too sometimes. You just like need one more before you take it down. Another Yule Scepter lift up. Phobos gets away for the moment, but Undershock still chasing. They pop the ultimate for him, the continued chase, and DK Phobos dead again. Broodmother 0-2-1. Not where he wants to be.
I mean, the 0 and something and 1 score is actually pretty common for Broods if they don't have like a good lane matchup, because they do pretty much what Phobos is doing, which is spend the majority of the game farming. I mean, maybe it's time to start thinking about cutting some creeps, but that also has its own dangers. But yeah, this mid tier 2 is going to get completely just evaporated, and it's looking like Vega might just be taking us to a game 5 at this rate.
Yeah. Slayer, they pull back Illidan. They're going to TP in with other heroes down bottom. The chase continuing. They get a nice silence there onto Earth Spirit. That stops the chase. So Vega going to need to back out of here. So too will Spirit. Top lane, they're sort of wrapping around onto G, but there's one thing Venno is good at. It's being annoying. And he is going to hit the Gale there onto Blizzy. Might force out a repel. We'll see. As they're also bringing in Biver. He gets the repel. There's the TP away. They don't have enough damage to burst through that guy. Undershock, though, he's in trouble. He ends up getting caught. They find the silence onto him, and they're going to end up losing this Jakiro, as they have all the damage in the world to take him down.
He's actually still so tanky because he's got that hood.
Yeah.
And Jakiro's strength gain is still pretty high. He's going to have that pipe even before I think G finishes up his Hurricane Pike, so it's going to be nice. Little counteract to the Poison Nova and the Call Down, which is actually a fair chunk of the damage is okay with it. You're a little bit in there.
They get the silence as well onto the Night Stalker and Team Spirit. They get the reapplication of the Magnetize. He goes down. Double kill for the Troll Warlord. 2,000 net worth lead. I mean, I guess here's another thing. Oh, are those the Rubik spiders down bottom? The hell?
Yeah, looks like it.
I mean, so normally when you think about a Broodmother draft, they are all about like hitting the early game super hard. Is there a timing where Team Spirit are going to feel better as this game goes on?
I think the BKBs are going to be helpful, obviously, on Spirit, like especially the Brood. You want to be able to sit on your target and hit him with the insatiable hunger, but she can't really do that if she gets lifted. You know, the boulder smash and stuff like that really stops her in the team fights, her being able to do what she wants. So I say BKBs first and foremost, but after that, it's going to be quite a while before they're going to feel strong again.
Brood farming out in the jungle. They're looking for something here, and Slayer almost able to get that initiation. Good move away in recognition by DK Phobos. So they keep the Brood alive, and now going to try and pressure top lane. The 5-man is strong. They're on the defensive null field to help keep these creeps alive. The pipe is not there yet for Jakiro, but it's getting close. Call down? Scout out. Was stolen by the Rubik. And this should be a tier 1 tower for them. Or tier 2, excuse me.
Yeah, again, man, this 5-man Jakiro potential is just crazy. The tower barely even hits at this point. There's going to be, like... Man, I actually don't know how Spirit are going to deal with this.
I mean, normally 19 minutes in a 3,000 net worth lead, it doesn't feel this bad. But I think just based around the heroes like you're talking about, this is not where Team Spirit want to be. And we'll see what happens with the next Roshan as well. 2 minutes until it's capable to respawn. You've got the Manta style done for the Troll Warlord. Going Mex for MKB to deal with that passive coming in from the Brood. But they have found Blizzy. It's going to be a dead old Omni Knight.
I mean, it's something. Anything that's going to help you establish a little bit of map control right now. Because I don't think at this like this pace of a game that the Venno is going to really come into play that much.
Call down, stun onto 2, a ton of damage out there right at the start. Magnetizes onto this Night Stalker. They get the reapplication as well. Onto 4, and trying to back out of here. As Zayat finds another stun. He's still fairly low. That pipe keeping him a little bit more survivable, and I believe they also stole the tree armor from the Rubik. So more problems for Team Spirit as this lead is going to be accentuated.
Yeah, that Poison Nova was level 2 as well, and it did like no damage. It's not a very good sign for Spirit, honestly. Like they need the Brood to be able to have more items this stage in the game. Like he's not farming poorly or anything, but if you compare it to the Troll, he's just like towering over everyone.
Yeah.
He's got like a full item up. Like if you add BKB to Phobos inventory right now, then they would be even. That's not a good thing. And it's not like Venno he doesn't deal with the hero very well either until like way later into the game where you have all your talents and stuff, because that's where Venno really starts to shine now, like especially 20 when you get that 7 extra seconds on the Poison Nova. But yeah, until then it's feeling pretty lackluster to me.
Oh, they roll in, and G was expecting them in another position, able to find that stun, the ice path to follow, and they're going to deal a lot of damage to this guy as he is eventually going to fall. So another pickup there for the side of Vega. And they're going to TP down bottom. This could be a little bit scary. Lizzie needs to be careful. They're moving in right now. Able to get the repel off, though. And that stops it. The ice path barely connecting right on the edge. They're going to try and chase down Illidan here. On the other side, they're able to find the entangle onto the Earth Spirit. He's going to die. But the BKB charge used there for Illidan, and he manages to make the escape.
And this is the first time in a while that Spirit had been able to force, you know, Vega off their side of the map, or at the very least make them react. And they might get the Rubik here too.
Careful. Oh, the turnaround, excuse me. Blizzy comes in. The mech and the purification. Fiverr trying to run away. He does make that escape. Undershock. Gonna get himself a little bit of gold here, along with the troll. So Team Spirit doing a really good job of keeping them split up around the map whenever possible.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you want to do when you feel like you're kind of losing control of the game. Just make it a little chaotic. You know, force the enemy team to react to you instead of waiting for them to come and fight you. I say this, you know, all the time, but like playing defensive Dota is most of the time losing Dota. And the best way to get yourself back into the game is to do the opposite of what your instinct tells you, which is play safe. Unless for some reason you just have like a wildly better late game than the other team. And then sometimes you still want to play aggressive, you know, it's like that's how you win the game.
Play aggressive. Do it. Got Guardian Greaves on Blizzy now. And Zayat setting up down bottom again. Although FNG not going to show himself. Maybe realizes that there's something up there. Zayat has a blink. They have just now picked up the BKB as well for the Broodmother, which might be one of the turning points that you can have in this game. It also is going to be Roche back up in 5 seconds. See if Vega Squadron want to try and get back together for a 5-man as Troll Warlord just continuing to farm. He has a Scotty queued up next. Not even feeling like he needs to go for a BKB.
I mean, he really doesn't need it. The Manta removes basically every single debuff he would ever want to get rid of. So if he goes Scotty into MKB, he'll have a solution to the blind, silence his enemy.
Shrine just now popped. They spot FNG. There's the stun on to 2. They've also caught themselves the Venomancer. Everybody from Team Spirit is here, but they got a really good ulti off from the Venomancer. They bring down that Earth Spirit, but can they find any more? They need a Bash of Paladimos. They're able to get off the Ice Path, but the BKB, it wears off. They're going to be able to take down Illidan there. 4 dead. Now Phobos turning to fight as well. Ivor trying to run. Get out with 2 more heroes left alive. Vega Squadron and retreat and maybe think about going into Roche next.
I think they need the troll if they're going to go to Roche. This is a bit ambitious without your hitter guy.
Team Spirit, they're still in the area. Gotta be careful with all those spiders around. He's walking up to high ground, not afraid of a dang thing with the repel on him. They find the stun there onto the Night Stalker, but EK Phobos, they're chasing forward. Guardian Angel comes off. They don't have an answer for that one. And now this Night Stalker slowed down by the Scotty completed troll. They take down the NS. Now in a position to push for more.
This is like the most farm troll I think I've seen in a very long time at 24 minutes. Good God, he is farmed. That's like, for 25 minutes having Scotty, Manta, Battle Fury with FaZe and an Aquila, that's insane.
Yeah. And they're trying to bait this out to see if Team Spirit want to go back in. They find the 2-person Ice Path again. No BKB as we talked about before, but there's the Manta style to take it off. They have the repel on him instead. They do blow up G. They blow up the Earth Spirit in turn. But without the Veno, I think Vega feeling much more confident now walking into here.
Yeah, I don't think Spirit can fight. I mean, even having the call down damage matters right now because you're just struggling so much. Like this Brood has definitely not felt impactful at all. So they were not. I'm surprised they've been banning it this whole time if they just were gonna play this well against it.
Yeah. I mean, you've got an Aegis now on Troll. The Cheese, the Brood has not been able to have really a game. It does feel like that Troll pick did so well against it in the laning stage. I was really surprised.
Well, it's like I said earlier, like the hero has a ton of base armor because of Berserker's Rage, right? So you get 6 bonus armor from being in melee form. And then you also get the Whirling Axes, which not only do damage, but they also blind. So when normally the Brood will go on you and put all of her spiders on you and, you know, attack and stuff like that, but if you just throw out the blind, she can't, like, continue to chase.
This Draskyl down bottom now with the Omni Knight behind him. This is feeling like Timos wants to pressure the bottom tower, and Vega Squadron looking for a date for day number 5, game number 5 rather. DK Phobos, he's trying to build towards the nullifier as well. I don't know if they can really come and contest this bottom lane at all. Tower is almost for sure down. And do Vega push for more after that?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think they're gonna go high ground without Undershock. I think he needs to be there.
Dire's bottom
I mean, I guess if they
tower
just
is
repel the
falling.
troll and hit the tower, it's
Dire's
possible.
bottom tower is under attack.
But they're gonna spot out the fact that Undershock isn't there. Oh no, the ward died. That feels bad.
Yeah, and there's the repel troll. He ends up getting everybody back home, and now Vega waiting for Undershock to group up with them. They're going to try and push out mid with the spiders to the best of their ability, but feeling like Vega want to try and pressure again. They have a 4-staff now also on the Omni Knight. I mean, I don't know if Brood is going to be able to force them back, honestly. Brood does have a TP, but it's in the backpack, and they have the repel there. Manta style pops off everything. FNG going to go for the ultimate. Roots the Troll Warlord down to half HP. He ends up getting 4-staffed away. And now call down is done. Brood is still pushing mid, which hasn't been dealt with yet. And they know if they leave this tier 3 tower here, God, just surrounded by Veto wards, it's going to be healed up again. So they do send one back. What do they do now?
I mean, they sent. They actually have 2 showing on the map right now, and Spirit are still too scared to fight them. Like, this is a level freaking 14 Veno at almost 30 minutes. This is a core position Veno. He's very, very underleveled for this stage in the game. Like, even the Jakiro is 18.
Yeah.
The Troll is level 21. Like,
Jesus.
he is just an absolute monster right now.
Dire
I'm surprised he's going the path of Nullifier, though, and not just for something like a Butterfly.
Yeah. It is a little bit different. They have a DD on him now, though, and they'll walk up the high ground. This tower is going to fall so rapidly. They do have repel